Yeah, you got serious radio issues and, like I said, possible pilot deviation.
Yeah, probably not the best words you want to hear, but it is the words an arrow right in front of me today got to hear from Greenville Tower. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Clayton, and welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you guys remember when I uploaded that video about the Cat pilot who was struggling to read back stuff to Greenville ground. I got a lot of messages and emails asking why I didn't add any commentary, why didn't I address like how this could have been a learning situation. And while I do want my channel to always be a learning channel, I figured that was true. I didn't talk about that situation, I just uploaded it. So I figured going forward, anytime situations like that I find interesting that I put on this channel, I'm always going to add some commentary with it, and we're going to talk and discuss what can be taken away from that situation, and how could that pilot walk away as a better pilot, or how could you walk away as a better pilot. So let's talk about this situation that actually happened right in front of me today at GMU, my home airport. I swear, it's every other day something exciting is going on here. Let me set the story. I'm in a Cessna with one of my students, and we're holding short of runway 19er behind a arrow that's right in front of us. Now, this arrow is holding short of the hold short line. For those of you guys who don't know, a hold short line is the line on the taxiway right before you enter the runway. At a towered airport, you are not allowed to cross that hold short line onto the active runway unless you have permission to do so. So you can obtain permission by getting a taxi clearance, you could get permission from getting a takeoff clearance. The key thing to know is you do not cross that line until you have a clearance. If you are over that line, you're considered on the runway, and other airplanes can't land if you are on the runway. We're holding short of this runway, and I noticed the arrow in front of us, it would start to roll forward a few feet every couple seconds. Like it'd roll forward maybe like 2 or 3 feet, stop, and then roll forward a couple feet, stop. I think they just weren't holding their brakes down hard enough. It started to become a problem for me when I noticed they were getting awfully close to that hold short line. Finally, it got to the point where they started rolling and they were going to cross the hold short line. At this point, I felt I needed to step in, so I made this call on the radio.
Arrow holding short of 19, you're rolling forward.
Unfortunately, I wasn't quite in time, and they unfortunately did roll past the hold short line. Right when this happened, there was another plane that was just about to land. And like I said earlier, if there's an aircraft that's over that line, they're considered to be on the runway, so other aircraft can't land. With that in mind, Greenville Tower actually made that plane coming in to land do a go-around.
609, has he passed the line?
Hey, firm.
590, go around. I got an aircraft that's the incursion on the runway.
590 going around. Were you going left or right traffic?
Take left traffic at departure end.
Left traffic at departure end, 590.
Now I know what you guys are thinking. Clayton, bro, snitches get stitches. Look, I get it. Probably not a good look to be tattling on someone like that. But here's the deal. Runway incursions are very serious matters. This incident, while probably not life-threatening, I mean, he was only a couple feet past the line when he finally did stop, it highlights something very important. The hold short line and avoiding runway incursions is so important. So important, it's one of the main tasks that CFIs actually have to teach when they go to their CFI check ride or when they get their flight instructor certificate. I think the FAA is pretty serious about preventing runway incursions. Runway incursions can be as simple as something like this to a full-blown plane taxiing out onto the runway, where we end up with something like that happened in Japan, where that Coast Guard plane taxied out onto the runway and was struck by Japan Airlines or Japan Airways plane as it was landing. No matter what, if a runway incursion occurs, we don't want it to be either seriously life-threatening or minor in detail. We want to prevent every possible runway incursion. I tried to speak up to stop the plane before he rolled out on the runway. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so, but that's what happened. Unfortunately for the arrow in front of us, because he had rolled out into an active runway, that's where he got the pilot deviation.
Cherokee 45, Greenville, you up? November 45, Greenville Tower, you're very weak. I need you to go out onto the runway and continue down and exit at Alpha 6 of the tower ramp. Possible pilot deviation. Suggest you contact Greenville Tower, and I'll have the phone number for you in a second. I need you to go down the runway and exit at Alpha 6. Do not take off. Remember, when you exit at Alpha 6, the next one coming out, taxi straight into the tower, contact ground 12125. 45 Tower, you still up? Yeah, you got serious radio issues, and like I said, possible pilot deviation. Contact Greenville Tower, 864.
It's never fun to get that dreaded statement, having a phone number to copy. But here's the deal. Reality situation is we all, as pilots, we fear having to have that happen to us. But having a phone number handed to you doesn't mean it's necessarily the end of the world. In this situation, it might be a mandatory write-up. I've talked with the air traffic control guys before, and they said there are incidents that are mandatory write-ups. They have to report to the FAA. But there's other times where they might give you a phone number where they just want to have a conversation with you. They might want to tell you, hey, what you did doesn't need to be reported or written up, but it was really dumb and really unsafe. So I gave you a phone number to have a conversation with you and tell you, hey, don't do that again. In this incident, I'm not sure if this is a mandatory write-up. If I had to guess, which I hate assuming and making assumptions on this channel, but if I had to guess, it probably is because the FAA is so serious about runway incursions. But for any of you guys who know, or maybe your controllers, leave a comment down below. Is this something that's a mandatory write-up, or does this mandatory have to get reported to the FAA? In conclusion, runway incursions are super serious and we don't want to have them occur. No matter how minor or serious they might be, we want to avoid runway incursions. The number one way we can do that is to make sure we're not on a runway when we're not supposed to be. Make sure you hold those brake pedals down, put the parking brake on if you have to, but that hold short line is there for a reason. Stay behind that hold short line at towered airports until you have proper clearance to get across it and get onto that runway. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like on the video, and we'll have some more training videos and more situations to talk about in the future. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.